By the way, Galch, as of 15 minutes ago, has signed with the Coyotes on a PTO.
No way.
Man.
Why back there? I thought, from what I understood, the Leafs really wanted to get something done with him. And I think he may have overplayed his hand this offseason.
I don't know what he did.
Go to where the team that rehabbed you, right?
They need him. Like, they need guys in the wing. Oh, boy.
And the thing is, here's what they did. They signed Gusev to PTO. Hosang's on a PTO.
Forgot about that.
Richie, Robertson, Mikheyev, Bunting, and Kasha are all under contract as well.
Yep.
And interestingly,
Mikheyev?
the Leafs...
Did you say Mikheyev?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
The Leafs, according to James Myrtle here, I'm going to read this direct. The Leafs are obviously not going to carry 15 forwards this season, nor can they. The 23-man roster as of right now is over $1.4 million. So over the cap, $1.4 million. He thinks Curtis Gabriel and Adam Brooks would most likely be the first cuts, meaning by October 13th, that would sneak the Leafs $80,000 under the cap with 13 forwards, 6 defensemen, 2 goalies.
I think he's wrong. I think Gabriel definitely makes it.
You really?
100%.
Why do you think Curtis Gabriel makes it? That's fascinating.
Yeah, no, you don't sign a player like that without what do the Marlies need, babysitters now? No, you sign a player like that to be a factor on your team in the National Hockey League. You sign a player like that to Friedge and Merrick brought up such a great point. Okay. The thing about the NHL regular season is it's emotionally long.
Yes.
It is an emotionally long season. And you can't rely on Wayne Simmons to drag you into the fight every single night. Or Nick Ritchie. Or Curtis Gabriel. Like, now, once you start adding, and it's more and more and more, the team becomes more exhausting. Right? So Curtis Gabriel is going to get into conflicts. He's one of the only true heavyweights in the league. Nick Ritchie is going to get into conflicts. Michael Bunting is going to probably get himself into some scrapes, at least in front of the net, like after whistle stuff. Mm-hmm. Wayne Simmons, is always as advertised. Jake Muzzin is going to mix it up. The Leafs did not sign Curtis Gabriel to shove him in the minors. I disagree with that.
Wow.
He's going to be on the team.
So you think they're going to find room for him and Wayne Simmons on this roster?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, the lineup that Myrtle put out in the article, like that's where it kind of fits.
So what do you see in that lineup? Can you go through the top lines? All of them.
Just give me 1 second to put her on the screen. Yeah.
I don't think they play a lot of games the same night.
Okay.
I think Simmons and Gabriel, like whenever you need to give Simmons a night off, you bring in Gabriel.
So we have on the first line, Richie, Austin, Mitch.
Yep.
Second line, Kerfoot, Tavares, Nylander.
That makes sense.
Third line, Mikheyev, Kampf, Kasha.
So that's not going to make Mikheyev very happy because he's not. Kampf isn't going to score big points.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Fourth line, Bunting, Spezza, Simmons.
Wow, that's a not bad fourth line.
Extras, Engvall, Brooks, Gabriel.
Engvall, they're going to shoot into the sun.
Engvall's going to be gone. Now, Myrtle does say in the article it'd be better to trade him than lose him for nothing, but I don't know who's going to want to trade for Pierre Engvall.
I mean, that's the case with everybody, isn't it?
It is.
It'd be better to trade them than, but who's going to take him?
So with that core set, let's say Engvall's out. So you got Brooks and Gabriel as your 2 extras. Gabriel kind of slots in a lot of different spots if you need it.
Well, and also Brooks, I feel like isn't he a waivers liability?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
I don't want to lose him for nothing.
Gabriel and Brooks, if they're cut, they'll have to clear waivers before the regular season opens.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
If you keep Brooks on the lineup, then you get him.
I like the way Brooks played. It's a shame that they're so up against the cap because that's a guy that I would love to have as like a 13th forward.
Okay,
so there's a trade coming.
Can I throw something out? There has to be. There better be. That's enough losing guys on waivers, Kyle. That's enough. Yeah. Way too many in his tenure. Way too many. 2 goalies the same day is borderline unforgivable. Mm-hmm. And then losing VC, losing Boyd.
Who was effective.
Boyd was a very effective player, and VC was on and off.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I'm missing other guys in there as well.
You don't have to name the whole list in the same.
That's enough. That's too many.
Well, then you've got Hosang.
We can't lose someone on waivers every year.
And now you got Hosang and Gusev who are going to be in camp. Both
2 guys I didn't even mention.
Yeah.
Those guys are waivers insurance. because they're on PTOs, right?
I see.
So you're able to carry those guys into the season, sort of like what they did with Brandon Prust a few years ago. He was on a PTO. He stuck around with the team for like a month before they cut him loose. But Gusev and Ho-Sang, if there's a big injury, if it turns out someone sucks, if they lose someone on waivers, they can bring either of those guys in.
Wow. Okay.
That's what I think.
That's interesting. I wondered with Gusev and Ho-Sang, because obviously they've got offensive talent. Ho-Sang had enormous talent coming out of junior. Everybody thought this guy's a star.
Yep.
You could argue that maybe he didn't get a fair shake on the island.
Yeah.
But like, what if he comes into camp and he's legitimately better than one of the guys they've already signed? Is that even possible? Is Gusev same thing? Is that even possible?
It is.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated to see how the power play shakes out. Like, it wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough. And part of what made the first unit bad was the second unit wasn't really a threat.
Right. So you could shut down the first unit and you'd be okay.
Yeah. Gusev, who's not the most fleet of foot, but is offensively talented as a second unit guy, or Ho-Sang. And it's great because they kind of compete with each other. You know? And
but where do you play them in the lineup?
Yeah.
Great question. They're certainly not everyday players. That's why they're on PTOs. You know what I mean? So I think I look at this roster and I think they're waivers insurance.
Interesting.
They might have to start in the minors like Galchenyuk did.
Yep. Could be.
So Adam, you're moving Gabriel and Brooks to the minors?
I'm quoting what Myrtle said. I hadn't really...
Okay.
I honestly, I looked at this and I was like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that lineup doesn't even include Robertson. And everybody's like, well, he's not going to make the team. He made it last year, guys.
I don't think he should. Should. Maybe unpopular.
Why?
His development. One thing that I came across while doing the prospect pyramid a few days ago is, and the Leafs aren't alone in this situation, so many players have had broken development because of COVID.
Yeah.
And Robertson among them. Now, he got double whammied.
Because he got injured.
He got injured, so he made the team, got a significant injury, had to go down to the minors, and the team that he went down to stunk.
Yeah.
Like, it was just whammo after whammo after whammo. Simeon Duragachintsev, SDA. He goes and gets some experience in the KHL. That's great. And then he comes over to the Marlies. Okay, fine. Like, these guys need to stay put, though. They need to stay put and focus on a goal of getting better. Not making the Leafs. Getting better. Developing. Staying in one spot, dominating, and earning a spot through their dominance.
Who is the general manager for the Marlies? It's not Lawrence.
No, it's a new guy, and we did talk about this recently. Chenoweth? Is it Chenoweth?
Ryan Hardy.
Ryan Hardy.
So what do you know about Ryan Hardy?
Not much. He was AHL GM of the year with the Hershey Bears? Was it? I think he was. They have to be better this year, that team. They have to be better.
Here's the thing. Sneakily, last year, because we really didn't pay as much attention unless you're like a hardcore Maple Leafs organization, and that's fair if you are. But the Marlies were awful. And let's not forget that, actually, they became awful as soon as Sheldon Keefe left. As soon as he left, almost to the game, they fall off. I honestly look at the record; it's crazy. And then, Dusty Emo situation.
Yeah,
that's the first hire for that new general manager. By the way, that was the first guy he hired. Was
that's
Dusty
a tough
Emo.
one.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And here's the thing: from what I have heard, several people in the organization were extremely upset. Rightfully so.
Yeah.
And so my question is, and I'm going to keep a real eye on the Marlies this year. What are the Marlies now? For when Dubas was running them, I don't think anybody can argue that they were a great development system. Mm-hmm. Him and Sheldon did a fantastic job down there. And anybody that says otherwise is like, what are you arguing with?
There's a reason they're running the big club now.
Yeah, they graduated so many players that it's crazy. I mean, at one point it was most of the roster now,
and not just the high end guys.
Yeah, no, a lot of the guys though had to get moved on. Hyman and Kapanen and Janssen and all Brown. Yeah, all those guys though, great depth pieces. Hall, absolutely. Mm-hmm. And Hall at 27 when everybody had given up on him, right?
On an ECHL deal.
So the thing is, now I don't think the Leafs have the strength and intelligence that they used to have with the Marlies. I'm already, and I think I'm right to say this. If you miss the kind of detail that the goaltending coach you're hiring has a Twitter account that is literally alt-right adjacent, if not fully alt-right.
I'm gonna say
like fully cool with racist shit and liking it.
Mm-hmm.
If you miss that, what else are you missing? It's like the whole Van Halen brown M&Ms thing. If we see any brown M&Ms, we're trashing the bet. We're not going to play tonight.
Right.
And it's not about the brown M&M. It's about the detail. And one thing I'll say, I've been critical of Sheldon. I've been critical of Kyle. I still think that they're very smart people, and they're extremely detailed.
Of course.
And the Marlies won and became successful because they were extremely detailed with the Marlies. I'm very concerned about where this goes, and I think they're off on a really bad foot.
So
now, tons of time to turn it around,
yeah.
But the Marlies franchise, given that there's been COVID, has not looked great in the last couple of years.